What are some of the things that you just, it's like, you know what, I just talk about this a lot. Give us something that you talk a lot to an entrepreneur about.
Yeah, if we build it, they won't come. Right? It just doesn't. It just doesn't work that way. Right? I think that the understanding of the business problem that you're trying to solve is critical. And that goes back to kind of that Xerox PARC training, if you will. But just in general, you have to be focused on an interesting problem that's a real problem. And you have to be able to understand the problem completely before you're able to then understand the solution that you're trying to bring to that problem. And there's so many times where you can get enamored by the technology, and the brightness of the, of the shine on the technology overwhelms your ability to understand the true implications of what you've created and why. Which is really unfortunate. Second is startups drown, they don't starve. And so the idea here is that when you're building a new company and a new idea, and it's brand spanking new and you're just creating it, there are probably a number of different applications you can put that technology to. The problem is you don't have the resources, the scale, the opportunity to tackle all of them. And as a result of trying to tackle all of them, you're like a piece of bread in a duck pond. I mean, there's no one duck that swallows you, but each one taking a bite compromises your ability to really galvanize your resources in service of a win. And a service of a win is, I built a product, I found a problem statement, I can sit on a top place and a position that allows me an opportunity to understand what other markets I can go own after having owned the first one. And in order to do that, you have to galvanize your people resources, your financial resources, your technical resources in service of reaching that hill. And once you've done that, you have a win, it gives you credibility, and from that vantage point, you can leverage that success in service of climbing the next hill above. And so ironically, when we meet with entrepreneurs, it's like, I actually want you to do less than believing that I need you to do everything you can possibly do to be successful. And the notion is you have an assumption as the chief experiment officer, which is what CEO really means, to understand what product, to what market, at what price, ideally profitably. And if your first guess is wrong, cross that out quickly and cheaply and move on to your next guess. And do that serially so that every time you do that, you're learning from your previous example on your path towards homing in on the right formula for being able to solve a problem that people care about in a profitable way.